So anyway, what am I doing here? Well, I haven't got, well, I do have, I don't want to say I haven't got, I do have a thinner, more flexible wire. That reminds me, I got wire coming in today. But I'm going to use what I have here. It's actually a little too stiff, but it'll work. But it's a little too heavy, that's the problem. So I'm taking off a few strands. Because by the time I put solder on it, it's too big to fit into the system. So there we go. So now this I can put in here. Oh, let me trim some of that off. It's way too long. There we go. And now it's way too short. There we go. Okay. I don't know about you guys with wire strippers, but see these here? I've used these since the first day I started playing with wires and radios. Sometimes you can put your finger in there and that'll help kind of judge it as to where you want to cut it off, because you don't want to cut the wire, you just want to cut the case. But once you get a good set and you get used to it, you get used to the feel from when the case and the wire end, so you kind of have an idea where you're at. Yeah, I see guys use cutters to try to do it. They use those other ones that automatically, you know, hold the wire and cut for you and things like that. But you know, sometimes they're all they just take more time. If you want to get it done, you want to get it done. You know, I mean, that's the way I look at it. I don't want to sit there and, you know, have to judge what wire, what hole, what gauge. You know, I just want to cut it. And I don't want to worry about cutting through, you know, by just using a set of cutters. And those things I just showed you, they're like $2, so it's not like you're going to spend a lot of money for them. And as long as they're good and they're in good shape, you know, and they're not, you didn't try cutting screws with them, they're good. I mean, I've got a couple pair up there, and I got to order more because some of them are getting to a point to where they're getting dull, which makes it a little bit harder. Because again, you don't want to cut through, and when they're dull, you can't feel the actual cut, you know, of what you're cutting, so it makes it a little bit harder at that point. Alright, so that's that. Okay. So now, ouch. Hot solder, hot solder, hot solder, hot solder. Let's take some power over here. Power, power. Let's go here. Let's go here. I got any more wire. Now what do I want for output wire? I need some output, but I don't want to. I guess I can use the little thinner, just a little bit thinner, so that it'll tell me what the difference are. Now on this side, the center is the common. Now, not common like in the ground. That's going to be like the power. So that's going to go there. And then another one going to go to the other side, because what it does is one side is like a relay, it's like a switch. On, off, on, off. So one side is on, the other side is off. Follow me? It's cold out there today. Boy, is it cold. I mean, it's about 1:45 right now. So that'd be like $13.45. But and I must have gone through 7, 8 pieces of wood in the fire so far, because it's not only is it cold, but it's windy, so it's just sucking the heat right out of here. Now the back portion is all insulated except for the ceiling, and I've told you that before. There's a reason why I didn't insulate the ceiling. One is to help keep the snow off it. Heat rises, and therefore, because I haven't got the pitch on the ceiling or on the roof that I actually wanted, in order to achieve the pitch that I wanted, it would have been a little too low on the back side. So, I mean, I probably could have dropped another 6 inches now that it's done, but you know, it's one of those things to where you hate to take a chance. Now I have enough pitch for water and things to run off and everything, but snow buildup is a little bit of another thing. I mean, snow will build up on just about any roof regardless of the pitch, but the more pitch the better. So I keep the ceiling non-insulated so that it'll keep the snow and ice off the roof when I come in here and turn the heat on. Well, that's the theory behind it anyway. Heat rises, cold air drops. So I figure that's the way it works. It should do what it's got to do. Makes sense anyway, I think. Okay. So now, I probably don't even need the center over here, but I got it there. Let's see something. Let's take this one and this one. And let's hook this one and this one. And no, this one to this one. Yeah, because that's common. So it is common. All right, okay. Oh, I gotta hook up the hot side. Fool! That was a smart move. Must have blown that piece up now, didn't I? Did you see what I did? And you didn't say anything, guys. You let me do it. Good. Okay. Now, this and that should give me something here. So hold on a minute. Let's see what I can find to light up. There's a green light strip. So let's take this one and put it here. And this one should be okay here. I'm thinking anyway. There. Now where are we? Nope. Okay. Come on. Where am I? Am I going to here to there? Am I connected? Yeah, I'm connected. Am I connected to here? Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Oh, it should be. I see, said the blind man. So let me, for some reason I have a wire here. I gotta, what the hell did I do? I have no idea. I don't even know if this works. I gotta make sure that works. This goes to where? Will this go to this? No. Okay. We're lost again already. So this goes to power. I know that. And we're on power. This is an off. So this goes to where now? Alright. I'm lost again. Alright, give me a second. Let me figure this out on my time, not yours. Alright. Now, I just did a lot of talking and forgot to turn the camera on. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. We can't have that now, can we? No, we can't have that. We can't have me wasting my breath and not having it on video so I can waste your time. Let me hook this up here. It may or may not be enough. One of the wires that I'm working with is so small. It's so small that the clip doesn't want to hold it. So it makes a bad connection. But what I'm trying to do here is get this relay going. Now here's the relay down here. Here's the remote for it. It's a remote relay. Here's the antenna. And I'm hooked up to power. Now, finally got it. Hit the switch, the lights come on. Hit the B, lights go off. A on, B off. Done. Simple. Again, I knew it was a simple solution. For some reason, I was just at a brain freeze. I just couldn't figure it out. So Wednesday night, I gave it to Ray, which used to be a technician slash electrician in the Navy way back when. And, you know, when they used to do board level repairs, not just board swapping. And then when he got out, he went to work for the phone company as an electrician, as well as some technician stuff. And he was also on that ship that used to do all the secret underground cables for sub chasing and stuff like that. But meanwhile, I gave it to him. I said, Ray, I cannot figure this thing out. It's driving me nuts. This is a simple figure. I've done it before. I mean, I really have. This isn't something that, you know, that anybody should be able to figure this out. But in this case, anybody but me. So I gave it to him, and that was Wednesday. And today, this morning, he calls me up and says he's got it. And at that point, he came over, gave it to me, showed me, because he had it hooked up with a little battery and things to kind of show that he had it working. I said, all right. I said, well, I don't need your battery and I don't need your little horn, so you can just take everything with you. Just leave me the relay. I said, you can have the relay if you want, because I've got more. He goes, no, he says, I got, you know, junk all over the place. I don't need your junk too. All right. So, he said, all right. He says, so you got it locked into memory? I said, I got it. It's a piece of cake. So he took everything off it, and I had just a board sitting here, and away he goes. So while I've been working on the computer, I've been doing things since he's left, and you know, running around and going nuts and whatever it is. So I said, you know, well, before I go in the house, I want to wire the board. So this way I can write down a small schematic for it and put it in a drawer with all the other ones so I don't forget it again. So I sat down, I hooked up all the wires, but I can't get it to work. So what am I doing? I said, I'm stuck again. So I had to call Ray. I said, Ray, he said, I'm stuck. So I told him what I was doing, and he says, no, you got to tie that other wire into the common side. I I knew that wire had to go someplace. I just couldn't figure out where the hell it was supposed to go. All right, and that's what it was. So now that I know what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it, write it down. Because it is simple. It really is. However, I forgot it once. I know I'll forget it again. But what I'm going to do is, this wire is not needed. There's a wire. See this red wire coming out of the center here of the third pin? Well, that red wire is connected to the red wire going input. So that's over here. Well, all I need to do now is turn the board over and solder a small wire from the bottom of this screw to the bottom of that screw, about that long. And that'll eliminate a whole wire that I don't need, and I don't need this one. So that eliminates that wire, and this wire. Done. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. And we'll be all set. But I'm going to do that tomorrow. Because again, now it's working on, off. And it'll work up to 10 amps. I've got 5 of them. They all work the same. So now I don't have to worry about it. So let me turn off the power. And let it just sit there like that. I'm going to forget about it for today. And I'm going to go in and whatever I got to do out here today, I can actually do inside. And I also got to get that printer working inside. For some reason, the printer inside stopped working. And I kind of know why. Why? Oh, okay, I knew you were going to ask. Because when we changed from Frontier to Comcast, it's wireless, so therefore the passwords and everything are different. So I have to put all the new passwords in to get it working. So I figured, let me get that done, and then I'm just going to chill. All right, guys, have a good weekend.